Two men arrested after an hours-long standoff in Flagler County. What one of them did to a female officer that made her call for backup.
And a Seminole County mother is in jail accused of killing the father of her son.
I'm so sorry. You see, I didn't expect this to happen here. This is a very nice place here.
What Winter Springs police say happened at this apartment complex and what one neighbor had to say.
Plus, a babysitter caught with enough drugs to kill more than 100,000 people. That stash was found near two kids he was watching.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News on CW18 starts now.
A mother is charged with first-degree premeditated murder after an early morning shooting in Winter Springs. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jesse Pagan.
And I'm Michelle Imperato. Police say this all started with an argument with her child's father. WESH 2's Gail Pascal-Brown is joining us live in studio. And Gail, you spoke with neighbors who say they just can't believe this happened.
Absolutely. You know, the arrest report says the victim got home around 11:30 last night and noticed their son had soiled his pants. Now, the couple got into an argument. Police say the child's mom was pushed up against a wall and basically said she had enough. Winter Springs police say they've been to the couple's apartment before, but never for anything that would suggest what happened at the complex overnight. Back to you.
Thank you, Gail. In Orange County, a woman accused of killing a 27-year-old woman at a hotel made her first appearance in court today. Mega Saluja is charged with first-degree murder. Deputies say on December 8th, she shot and killed a woman at the Waldorf Astoria, Orlando. She's still in jail on no bond. In Flagler County, two men are in jail after an hours-long standoff that forced neighbors to leave or shelter in place.
55-year-old Robert DeThero is facing charges including assault of an officer, resisting without violence, and exposure of sexual organs after the nearly 8-hour incident. WESH 2's Haley Crumbleholm found out law enforcement believes some of the man's anger stems from the arrest of his son following a stabbing. And another man, 23-year-old Caleb Smith, was also arrested for resisting an officer without violence after the sheriff's office said he initially failed to come out of the house.
A Brevard County 19-year-old is in jail tonight accused of having enough fentanyl to kill more than 100,000 people. Not only that, deputies say he had the drugs and some weapons near two kids he was babysitting. This is 19-year-old Riley Thompson moments after agents from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office Fugitive Unit arrested him at his Melbourne apartment. Detectives say agents were surveilling the apartment looking for Thompson, who they had an arrest warrant for, but they say he ran off as soon as he saw them. According to Thompson's arrest report, that's when they, quote, observed him throw a green Crown Royal bag to the side. Detectives say they found about 59 grams of field-tested positive methamphetamine and a total approximate weight of 9.4 grams of field-tested fentanyl. They say this .40 caliber pistol was nearby. After arresting Thompson, agents went inside his apartment where they say they found the two children Thompson was babysitting near this. This picture shows what detectives suspect is 253 grams of fentanyl, 176 grams of meth, 100 grams of so-called magic mushrooms, 13 grams of cocaine, several boxes of THC cartridges, 3 guns, including this sawed-off shotgun, and more than $4,000 in cash. Sheriff Wayne Ivey says the kids are safely back with their families and DCF is aware. Thompson, meantime, is in jail on no bond. He's facing several charges, including for drug trafficking and possession and child neglect. Another top story, the storms we're seeing tonight.
That's right. We want to check in with First Warning meteorologist Cam Trent. So, Cam, there's even more rain on the way tomorrow.
That's right. So we did have a couple of gusty to strong thunderstorms earlier this evening, but you see things have since quieted on down, and we're just seeing just an isolated rain shower near Ashtatula, Ferndale, as well as just south of Bay Lake out tonight. Now, temperatures have cooled down quite a bit now that those showers and storms have moved through. Villages were at 76 and there are 80 at New Cala and 80 right now in Leesburg, currently 81 in Orlando. Better shot for rain tomorrow. Look at this. Here's a look at where we'll see the best rain shots or rain chances tomorrow. And it's mostly going to be I-4 on eastward with a late afternoon sea breeze collision. So if you have any outdoor plans tomorrow, make sure you have that rain gear ready, especially in the Orlando metro. I'm expecting a very hot and humid day ahead for tomorrow. All locations in central Florida will climb into the 90s. Inland spots mid to upper 90s, while areas along the coast we will top out in the low 90s tomorrow afternoon. I'll go hour by hour with you when we're expecting those scattered showers and thunderstorms to arrive, coming up in about 15 minutes.
Yeah. A $17 billion deal could mean a fifth theme park for Walt Disney World. That's what Disney and the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District agreed on today. Summer Knowles here now is exactly how far that money could go. Summer?
Well, in short, it can go a long ways, a pretty long ways. It could mean a fifth major theme park, as you mentioned, at Disney World, and 2 more minor parks, which could be water parks. First, let's talk about the deal, though. It's a 15-year agreement that allows Disney to invest up to $17 billion. This will cover 17,000 acres of land within the district that is currently owned by Disney Parks. The company could also increase the number of hotel rooms on its property from about 40,000 to more than 53,000. The amount of retail and restaurant space could also go up by more than 20%.
We're heading towards a brand new day, and I think we're all very excited about where this is going for the employees and residents and of the district and the business people, and really just for the people in Central Florida. And this, I only wish we could have gotten here sooner, but I'm glad we get here today.
Disney will also commit $10 million to affordable housing. The company already plans to build 1,400 homes in Horizon West. Now, for all of this to happen, a second vote is required for final approval. That is expected to happen at the next meeting, which is now set for June 12th. We'll certainly keep you posted. Back to you, Michelle.
All right, Summer, thank you. This comes as Orange County's Tourism Development Tax Report from April shows a nearly 25% drop in revenue from March. It also shows a nearly 10% drop compared to April of last year. That is the largest monthly drop we've seen since early 2021. The county says they think this is because Easter fell in March this year, which impacts a lot of spring travel. But even when combined with March's TDT funds, the county is still down about 2.5%.
It was set to be a big day for the future of birth control rights.
That's right, but that discussion on Capitol Hill ended without a solution. How both sides see the debate over contraception.
Plus, third time's the charm. The historic Starliner crewed launch went up without a hitch today.
And liftoff of Starliner and Atlas V.
What's next for Boeing's much-delayed space capsule? The third time was the charm for Boeing's Starliner mission. We brought you the historic launch earlier today live on WESH 2. This is the first Starliner test flight with astronauts on board.
They're expected to reach the International Space Station around 12:15 tomorrow afternoon. WESH 2's Megan Mackey explains what this means for the future of space exploration.
To read more about the Starliner test flight and the several attempts leading up to today's launch and watch some of it, go to our website, WESH.com.
SpaceX is also celebrating today. The FAA gave them the go-ahead for another test launch of the Starship rocket. Right now, SpaceX plans to launch the rocket tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock our time from its Starbase facility in Texas. It will be the 4th test flight of the space company's massive Starship rocket. And during Starship's 3rd test flight in March, the deep space rocket system reached several new milestones, flying higher and farther than it had during the first 2 tests. But it broke apart upon re-entry and failed to splash down in the Indian Ocean.
We've been talking a lot about keeping an eye on the tropics, but let's bring it to here and now. It's quiet.
Yeah, we had a couple of gusty thunderstorms earlier this afternoon, even a severe thunderstorm warning in Marion County, but all is quiet there right now. Here's a live look at downtown Ocala, down at the square. You can see a very tranquil night there. Still quite warm, though. We're at 80 degrees right now in Ocala, still in the low 80s in Orlando, Sanford, and St. Cloud. These temperatures are going to be really slow to fall as we go into the overnight hours. Still tracking just a tiny bit of rain out tonight, mostly across Lake County and Polk County. You can see right now just a tiny shower there southeast of Bay Lake. Otherwise, a very tranquil evening in store. Tomorrow morning, starting off very warm, will be in the low 70s, 73 in DeLand, 74 in Sanford, and highs tomorrow will be hot once again. High temperatures for inland spots will climb into the mid-90s, topping at around 96 tomorrow in DeLand as well as in Sanford, 96 in Leesburg, 96 in Orlando, and even along the coast, highs will be hovering in the low 90s. The first half of the day looks great. It will be warm, muggy, and then hot by the afternoon, but late in the afternoon, we will be tracking scattered showers and thunderstorms. Let's track it all out together to help you get planned for your Thursday. Here's a look ahead for Thursday morning, starting off nice and quiet, even through lunchtime. time, it's looking great. It'll be hot and humid, though, with feel-like temperatures pushing to the low triple digits. But watch what happens as we get into around 3 o'clock. We start to see some showers already firing up here, bubbling up across the eastern half of the peninsula. And then we will see a late afternoon collision that's going to fire up more showers and some thunderstorms, primarily I-4 on eastward. Now, a couple of these thunderstorms could be on the gusty to strong side. Even 1 or 2 could be even severe. And then as we go into around 6, 7 o'clock, some outflow boundaries and more collisions could fire up more lingering showers and storms before things do quiet down late after sunset tomorrow, and then into Thursday night into Friday, looking pretty quiet and dry. So rain coverage tomorrow around 60%, 30% for Friday, drying out for the weekend though, but it will be sizzling hot. 97 your high on Saturday, 98 the high on Sunday. But again, once you factor in the humidity, we're talking about dangerous heat here. Low triple digits for Thursday afternoon, same for Friday as well. Even if you're heading out for this upcoming weekend, yowzers, triple digit feel like temperatures around 101 in Buffalo, 101 in St. Cloud, 101 in Orlando. So dangerously hot and humid as we go into late week into the upcoming weekend. So if you are spending any time outdoors, just make sure you find shade whenever you can. Drink plenty of water. And then next week, we actually gradually cool on down. Monday, just an isolated shower or thunderstorm, but look how those rain chances are really sneaking up for mid to late week. I'll show you why in just a second at 10:47. But for your extended weather forecast, just get ready for the heat and humidity tomorrow, tracking showers and storms. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cam. The number of people experiencing homelessness in Central Florida is rising.
And one group in particular is being disproportionately affected.
Plus, an alligator going after a fisherman's catch. What the man did to get the gator off his tail.
This Saturday,
the CW is where Live Golf lives.
The thrilling Live Golf season continues.
Right here on the CW.
That simply is what winners do.
With an elite powerhouse lineup.
Brooks Koepka,
Cam Smith,
Taylor Gooch,
Of some of the biggest names in golf.
John Rahm,
Waco Neiman, Mason DeChambeau. Incredible!
Live Golf Houston.
Saturday at 1 on CW18. You're watching Central Florida's CW18.
The number of people experiencing homelessness in Central Florida is now being called a crisis, and 3 counties in particular are facing the biggest hurdles: Orange, Osceola, and Seminole.
And for the first time, just over half the homeless seniors who can no longer afford rent are living without shelter. And as WESH 2's Michelle Meredith reports, women 65 and older have been hit the hardest. The Homeless Services Network says despite all this, they have been able to find long-term stable housing for close to 7,000 people.
We're learning new details about a woman accused of shooting and killing a mother of 4. The case against Susan Lorenz heats up as she prepares for her first trial hearing. Next at 10:30, the evidence she doesn't want to come up in court.
Local, live, late-breaking. WESH 2 News on CW18 starts now.
Welcome back. I'm Jesse Pagat.
And I'm Michelle Imparato. Here are the top stories we're following for you tonight. 2 men are behind bars after a nearly 8-hour standoff in Flagler County. Deputies say Robert DeThero was blocking off Forsyth Lane in Palm Coast with a bunch of trash. They say he exposed himself, threw things at deputies, and then barricaded himself inside of the home. They say another man, Caleb Smart, also refused to come out of the house. Both men were eventually arrested.
And a man is dead after a domestic dispute in Winter Springs. Police say Adele Tawfiq was shot and killed on Shoah Boulevard overnight. Lori Adams is charged with his murder. An arrest report says they got into an argument about their son. Investigators say Tawfiq pushed Adams against the wall, and Adams grabbed a gun and shot him in the head. DCF is now taking care of their son.
And deputies arrested a Melbourne man who they say had enough drugs to kill 100,000 people. And the drugs were near 2 kids. They say Riley Thompson had an outstanding warrant for drug charges. They caught him after a chase, and then they discovered he had a large stash of drugs and weapons. All that not too far from 2 children he was babysitting at the time. Those kids are now with their families. Susan Lorenz, the woman accused of shooting and killing a mother of 4, wants some evidence not to be brought up in the trial, including some of her interrogation.
Lorenz is facing a manslaughter charge in the death of A.J. Owens. WESH 2's Sanait Gebrigedigas tells us some details, and Lauren's explanations are not adding up.
Doorbell video caught a terrifying home invasion.
All while a mother and her 2 kids were inside. Before police could get there, a shining star from Hollywood went to the rescue. Next at 10, the actor who swooped in to save the day.
And taking a look at our 12-hour forecast in Sanford, it will be a hot and humid one tomorrow with high temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. And we'll also be tracking showers and thunderstorms. I'll walk you through hour by hour when we are expecting that soggy weather to arrive coming up.
What does a morning with WESH 2 News Sunrise look like? It's waking up with the news you need to stay informed.
What's new from overnight?
And the information you can trust.
It's an accurate start to your day from Kelly and class.
I'll tell you exactly what to expect outside.
It's a sense of direction from Megan Mackey.
I'll put you on the best route for your morning commute.
From breaking news
to what's happening around town.
This is what your next morning looks like with WESH 2 News Sunrise. Local, live, late breaking.
Friday, June 14th. Don't miss the series premiere of The Big Makeover on the CW.
This Thursday, watch a new episode of Patty Stanger, The Matchmaker at 8/7 Central.
We've got some news just coming into the newsroom. Boeing says it's monitoring a helium leak on its Starliner capsule, which launched from the Cape this morning. The company says the leak is not affecting crew safety, flight, or vehicle operations. Starliner lifted off this morning with 2 astronauts aboard after a bunch of delays and scrubs, and it's set to meet with the International Space Station, where the astronauts will be for 8 days. We'll stay on top of this one and bring you anything new. Meantime, we're used to seeing Hollywood actors play heroes on screen, but one actor is now being called a real-life hero.
That's right. Jonathan Tucker rescued a family from a home invasion. As Lori Perez reports, it was all caught on security camera. Now, police say they found the man hiding in a closet. He eventually surrendered, as you saw, and no one was hurt.
The Orange County School District is working to keep its classrooms safe. It's teaming up with 12 local law enforcement agencies ahead of the next school year. The School Justice Partnership Agreement outlines how to handle student misconduct and finds alternatives to arrests for offenses that don't threaten school safety. The agreement also includes steps for referring students to mental health services.
Also in Orange County, Valencia College is expanding a young workers program for people without a high school diploma in the county. The Youth Build program offers young people with skills training and GED courses, along with connections to good-paying jobs. Students must be between the ages of 16 and 24 to meet income guidelines. Also, they need a high school diploma or GED and be legally authorized to work in the United States.
An animal shelter in Lake County has officially found a home. Today, Forever Home Animal Shelter cut the ribbon on a brand new building in Eustis. We first told you about Forever Home in November. They've been around for more than a decade in the Tavares area, but found out their lease at their old building was ending. After fundraising and taking out loans, they're finally now opening up a new location on Bay Street and Atwater Avenue, which is right by Eustis Heights Elementary.
Okay, a video is going viral on TikTok of a gator trying to steal from a fisherman in Kissimmee. You have to see this. As he reeled in a fish, an alligator jumped out of the lake. Look at this thing go and ran after it, trying to grab it right off of the line. Look at this man. The 74-year-old backed up, and then watch what he does here. He gives the gator a little snout smack to scare it away. This all happened in his backyard. The video now has more than 3 million views.
Ooh.
I'm impressed that he got close enough to give it a snout smack.
Oh, goodness.
I would have just dropped the line and ran.
With the pole? Or, I mean, with the fishing pole? Just
I don't know what he hit him with, but still,
I
would have
hope that
just.
fishing pole was like a 20-foot fishing pole.
When you watch that video, can you believe how fast
They're
that
so
alligator
fast.
literally ran out of the water?
Jeez. Well, that's why they always say you got to expect that they're in every body of water.
That's why you don't walk by
the ponds
and fresh body water.
I know.
Okay, just FYI. Yeah.
He's standing there fishing.
Yeah, well, I guess.
If you're out on a stroll, avoid the bodies of water nearby.
I walk by my pond every single day. I know it can happen.
Yeah, it's Florida. Snakes, well, alligators. We have some new Floridians that are probably like, wait, what? What did I get myself into here? All right, one thing you will get yourself into tomorrow, heat and humidity. Right now, our first morning radar showing fairly quiet conditions. A couple thunderstorms there down in Polk County, but otherwise, it's a very quiet night. Now, temperature-wise, we're still hanging on into the 80s. 80 right now in St. Cloud, 81 in Bithlo, 81 in New Smyrna Beach, and currently 78 in Palm Coast. So temperatures will be very slow to fall tonight. We'll drop down into the mid to low 70s as you wake up tomorrow morning, and then the heat will be on once again. Now, I don't think we'll hit the records, but we could get close in Leesburg. We're looking at a high of 96 tomorrow in Orlando, Sanford, and Leesburg. 93 the high in Daytona Beach and Melbourne tomorrow. It is going to be a sizzling hot summer-like day, and I say summer-like because technically it is still spring. Definitely doesn't feel like it, though. Take a look at your 12-hour forecast for tomorrow. We are going to increase the chances of rain, especially by the afternoon, thanks to some late afternoon sea breeze collisions. So here's a look. Futurecast showing quiet and dry conditions through about lunchtime tomorrow. And then as we go into around 3 o'clock, some pop-up showers, isolated thunderstorms. But watch what happens as we go into around 4 or 5 o'clock. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, and a couple of these could be on the strong to even isolated severe side. As we continue into the evening, some lingering showers and storms, mostly for I-4 on eastward around 7, 8 o'clock. And then by the time we get into 10 o'clock tomorrow evening, things do quiet down. And we're looking at a tranquil night Thursday night into Friday. Highs tomorrow still very steamy even into Friday. 96 the high there. Very hot this weekend. 97 your high Saturday. 98 the high on Sunday. That's in Orlando. But some spots could even be flirting with the 100-degree mark. Yes, it is that hot this Sunday. And on top of that, it will be dry Sunday. So that's just going to allow the heat to build. Quick check of the tropics. We are all quiet here in the Atlantic Basin. No tropical development expected over the next 7 days. However, I am expecting a plume of tropical moisture to come in from the Caribbean by mid to late next week. And with that tropical moisture lifting into the Gulf and heading towards central Florida next week, that is definitely going to increase our rain chances. And that is definitely reflected here in our 7-day forecast. So showers and storms tomorrow. Friday, an isolated shower and storm, drying out for the weekend, but sizzling hot. Then next week, a chance for showers on Monday. But notice Tuesday and Wednesday, those rain chances gradually go up. And that's because of that tropical moisture I was just mentioning to you earlier that's going to be lifting north, pushing our rain chances on the higher side to mid to late week. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cam. The Dolphins opened mandatory minicamp this week.
And the talk of the town in camp hasn't really been centered on football.
Yeah, one thing about the Dolphins, they're not afraid to poke fun at each other. So they're definitely having some fun with their quarterback's new look. After the break, we're going to hear from two of his teammates who are weighing in. Plus, we'll head across I-4 to Bucks OTAs, where almost all the vets were present this offseason. Could it be a positive sign for this year? Todd Bowles giving us his thoughts.
What are we going to do tonight?
Come with me. I know a place.
What are we waiting for? Let's bounce.
Welcome to the club. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think this is the place.
The CW18 Late Night Comedy Club. Tonight starting at 11. Brought to you by Hudson's Furniture.
Drivers, start your engine.
It's a race that can make you immortal.
This is the race that all drivers want to win.
Cheers to Scotty winning the 500.
You've just seen.
We're hungry, man.
It's time to bring the action.
Winning the 500 this year, honestly, would mean everything.
100 Days to Indy. Friday at 9 on CW18.
Now, WESH 2 Sports on CW18. Sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
Let's be honest, shall we? The NFL offseason, it can get a little confusing, right? Welcome back. I'm Kristen Lago. You've got rookie camp, optional workouts, mandatory mini camps, and then, of course, training camps. Right now, though, much of the league, including the Bucs, still in that optional phase we call OTAs. While teams can't require players to be there, it's generally seen as a positive sign when many veterans are present. That's been the case this year in Tampa, where Coach Bowles says it's been huge as they look to build off last year. And finally, the stage is set. The schedule is official for the NCAA tournament's round of 16. Florida State went 3-0 in the Tallahassee Regional last weekend. They will host UConn beginning Friday in their Super Regional. Meantime, Florida will be on the road at Clemson with their best-of-3 series beginning on Saturday. If both of these teams win, they will be going to Omaha for the actual College World Series. So we'll get back to baseball.
Okay, back to baseball. Fantastic. All right, so still two of our teams in it. That's great. All right. Cam, Tran.
Nice start to tomorrow morning. It'll be warm and a bit muggy, the low 70s. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, hot and humid. We'll top out around 96 degrees tomorrow, but we will be tracking some showers and thunderstorms, especially after 3 o'clock. They'll linger through just after sunset. And then get ready. The heat and humidity, it is going to be dangerously hot. High temperatures upper 90s, but feeling like the low triple digits out for late week into the upcoming weekend. More rain on the way for mid next week.
All right, and remember, you can wake up with WESH. The Sunrise Crew starts at 4:30 o'clock in the morning with overnight news, first warning weather, and traffic. And of course, we're staying on top of any new developments in our stories tonight.
Yep, you can flip over to WESH 2 for local live late breaking news at 11, and we're always online on WESH.com, or you can download our free WESH 2 News mobile app. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.